Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Proftrof, and we are back again with another video from the anime man. This is roasting my fans' terrible taste in anime. Again. Let's check it out.
How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. And that's right, your boy is back. Judgy Joey is back to judge your just absolutely
I wonder what he would say about my fucking anime list.
horrible taste in anime. So, if you don't know, let me bring you up to speed. A couple of months ago, I decided to ask you guys over on Twitter to send me your My Anime List account. Now, what is a My Anime List account in case you started watching anime in November of 2019. My Anime List is a website where, as the name suggests, you create your anime list. You create a list to basically catalog all of the anime that you have watched, you are yet to watch, you are currently watching.
It's actually
you
pretty
have
fucking useful.
previously.
So
And the great thing about My Anime List is that not only does everyone I know in the anime community basically have one, but you can also give a score of the anime that you have seen. It's just your general scaling score, starting from 1 going all the way to 10, 1 being absolutely terrible, 10 being absolutely amazing. And you guys really enjoyed that last video, even though the whole concept was me just basically telling how much your taste in anime is absolutely trash. Apparently my audience is just full of masochists. But the sadist side of me is ready to jump back in because we are doing it once again. I asked you guys over on Twitter again to send me your My Anime List so I can give you my honest opinions on your taste in anime. And we're gonna get right into this shit. Now I have to preface this again in case you were born in a household that doesn't know the word sarcasm, but whatever I say in this video, whatever I say about a particular person's taste in anime is clearly just a joke.
That's
At the end
a lie.
of the day, I don't
hates
really
you.
care if you give my least favorite anime a 10 and my favorite anime a 1 because that's what makes the anime community, bruv. We all love our different stuff. We all hate our different stuff, and that's...
I'm pretty sure that what he said there is accurate, but not just for anime. That is accurate for everything. Listen, if you enjoy a type of music that other people don't enjoy, it's okay, brother. It's okay. You do you, we do us, okay?
what makes this fun and interesting.
Movies,
But with
TV
that out of
series,
the way,
same
let's
shit.
get right into the judging. Don't fire
let's
me over
talking
how
about
basic
hentai.
I am.
That's
My boy
different.
Mudan TV. If you guys don't know, all of my videos basically, or most of my videos, including this one, is edited by my boy Mudan Thomas. He's also a fantastic YouTuber, so go check him out. Links to his channel down in the description. But I don't think I've ever seen your anime list before. And being my editor, I expect you to have just the most perfect of anime tastes. So prepare your butt, Thomas. Okay, so just quickly going through this list, from what I can immediately see, is that not only is there just quickly going through this list from...
Okay, he gave Code Geass a 9 and the second season an 8. I don't know why, but it's okay.
What I can immediately
Deadman would have let an 8. I like this dude. I like this dude.
see is that not only is there a good selection of shows and a large number of them, but just even looking over at the scores that you've given, it's pretty varied, which is good, because a lot of lists in my previous videos were really quick to giving 10s to every single anime that they've apparently seen. So let's sort these lists out by score and see what you gave. Okay, so Thomas only has
Akira,
a few
Death Note,
10s.
Steins Gate.
Akira, Death Note, Steins Gate, Sakamichi no Apollon, and Mob Psycho 100, and currently watching Mob Psycho 100 too. That's really interesting you gave Sakamichi no Apollon a 10, because not only is that a show that I've very rarely heard anybody actually watching from start to finish, but is also just a show I don't usually see being thrown into a 10. Now personally, I watched Sakamichi no Apollon as well, and I thought it was really good. I wouldn't exactly give it a 10 per se, but you know what, I appreciate you giving this a 10 and giving it some light. And even your 9s are pretty well rounded.
Ooh, Samurai
MTGE, Full Metal Alchemist, not Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist. Not sure if I can agree on that one, but okay. You gave Soul Eater a 9 out of 10?
Why? Soul Eater is good.
I have a strong love-hate relationship with Soul Eater.
Oi.
Like, I understand if you gave this score to Soul Eater if you watched it when Soul Eater first came out, and you're roughly around my age. So when Soul Eater came out, you're probably in your like early teens, and trust me, every anime you watch in your early teens is like god tier for some reason. But I don't know, man. I there's just something about Soul Eater now. If I went back and rewatched it,
I haven't seen it back now.
So goddamn generic. Like I finished Soul Eater. I watched all of it when it was still airing, and even then, back then, I wouldn't have given this a 9. Maybe an 8 or a 7. You probably heard this a million times, but when I first heard Maka's voice in the anime, I was immediately like, but I do appreciate you giving Psychic Sono Sainan a 9. That show deserves so much more attention. It's just really hilarious visual and dialogue heavy comedy, and it's very much right in my alley when it comes to comedy, and apparently is right in your alley as well. Alright, what did you give a low score? Okay. You gave Mars of Destruction, Scale to Heaven, and Utsumusume Sayuri.
What the fuck are these shows?
Like, it's like saying that The Room is a bad movie, like that's something that everybody can agree on. But you gave Kiss Sis a 3, bro? I don't know, man, that's...
Hey, Kiss Sis... It's degenerate as fuck. But...
That's like my guilty pleasure anime. I hate to love it, but I just love it. I don't know why. And you also gave Euphoria a 3 out of 10. I mean, if you watched my Fiverr video, which I'm sure you did because you edited it, then you would know how much of a masterpiece that is, my boy. Overall, though, Thomas, you pass.
Okay, how have you seen all these old school shit and you've not seen Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood? Thomas? What is wrong with you, Thomas? Come on, Thomas.
Good job on the videos and your anime taste.
Jesus,
Alright, let's check out my
Thomas.
boy Dakota Broski, also another fellow Anituber and good friend of mine.
Dakota.
I'll leave the link to his channel down in the description below. But BZ's on me, baby. Oh, we'll see about that, motherfucker. Okay, first of all, let's look at your 10s. You only have 4, which is good. I said in my previous rating your horrible anime taste video that it's good to have a small amount of 10s, because giving something a 10, which is essentially a perfect score, like there is nothing wrong with this anime, I think you should only leave that kind of score to a few anime series. So just from that, you get points in my book. But what did you give a 10? Cowboy Bebop? Okay, that's pretty understandable. Bakemonogatari? My man. 中二病でも恋がしたい. The first season. I don't exactly agree with that necessarily. I mean, it was a good show. Chuni was a good show.
It was a cute show.
I did prefer, I feel, the second season just because it really dug more into Dika's personality, per se. It definitely brought a lot more of a drama element to the entire narrative, whereas the first season was a little more like, hey, look at this cute Chuni girl doing these cute things. Pretty crazy. And Agretzko.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm not mad about that.
I have no idea what that is.
Agretzko like a solid 9. I actually did prefer the second season of Agretzko personally, just because of Donkey Elon Musk. What a dreamboat. Okay, hold on a second. we have a few problems with this list, going down to the 9 out of 10s. I understand Spice and Wolf. I understand Steins Gate. I even understand Anohana. What's this shit?
Oh.
Can't explain this shit, Dakota? You do know that just because Anohana and Anonatsu both start with Ano, it's not the same quality of shows, alright? Okay, look, here's the thing. Anonatsu de Matteru was very much in the same realm as Anohana in terms of, like, its narrative, because it is based in, like, you know, the middle of nowhere Japan during the summer, where there's a lot of, like, romantic relationships happening, especially between childhood friends. And I do admit that the character designs and even just the characters themselves were very entertaining. In the same way as Anohana, it was very charming and almost down to earth. But the one thing that I just couldn't really enjoy at the end of watching Anonatsu de Matteru is just the conclusion to the show. Alright, what did you rate in the lowest here? Berserk.
Oh, hey, come on, bro. Come on, it is not that bad. Let me... once... It was not that bad. Come on, brother.
You get Berserk a 1. I ain't mad about that, honestly. And I'm glad at least that somebody agrees with me in the fact that
Give Gangsta 5. Brother.
Mote is like a 5.
Sword Art Online 5, okay,
maximum 5. I think I gave it like a 3 or 4 because I don't know. I don't understand how people can like Watamote. It is the most awkward ass show that I have ever fucking seen. But yeah, other than that, Dakota, you get a pass on my book. You have pretty decent taste. My anime list is pretty much just an almost complete list of everything that came out in 2015. Well, 2015 was a pretty good year for anime from what I remember. So this is going to be interesting to see. Okay, first of all, props to the customization, the design. That is sleek as fuck. I love the red and black look of this list. I mean, it's really nice. I didn't even know you could like make your anime list look this sleek, so good on you. Alright, first of all though, the moment I can see is that you're giving away a lot of 10s. You're giving away 10s like it's candy. And a lot of them, from what I can see as well,
Code
are movies.
Angel
You
Beats,
have
Steins Gate.
Sento Chihiro no Kamikaze, Tonari no Totoro. You have 5 centimeters per second, which I also agree with. That is a fantastic
5 centimeters per second. That's what all my girlfriends do.
Shinkai Makoto film. And you have Koi no Katachi and Kimi no Na wa both as a 10. Now, I thought Kimi no Na was just a little bit below Koi no Katachi, but you know what, I'll let it slide. But here's one thing that it really pains me to see, is you put Charlotte as a 10. Now, as much as I love my Maeda Jun stuff, and as much as I love my Key Studio stuff, I can,
Charlotte was good.
absolutely not agree with this. Because Charlotte was a 10 out of 10. It was really fucking good for like the first couple of episodes. The premise was interesting, the characters were nice, the way that these relationships were starting to form looked really promising, and then it just had to get really goddamn edgy. And then like the last 2 or 3 episodes was the most like clusterfuck of a thing, especially when they brought out the whole time travel aspect. I was just like, man, what the fuck's going on? I do appreciate though that you gave
He gave Kiss X.
a 9 out of 10.
He gave Fairy Tail a 9. This boy has brain problems. Okay.
This man
How
is a
did
boy
this
of
look?
culture, I can see.
gave
And
Fairy Tail a
obviously
9.
you do love your mainstream stuff too,
Insane.
with the fact that I can see Aona Exorcist
I agree about
and
that.
Fairy Tail in both a 9 out of 10, and Sword Art Online, of course. But it also seems that this person is quite well versed in their non-mainstream stuff as well, their underground stuff. I mean, you gave Kore wa Zombie desu ka the first season. That was a really underrated
love
show,
you,
man.
brother.
I don't think Kore wa Zombie
know your
desu ka,
shit.
out of all of the light novel adaptations that came out
I
in
love
like
you,
the early
brother.
2010s, I
Best
think
anime
Kore wa
in the
Zombie
world.
desu ka was quite underrated.
Exactly.
It was really fun. The openings were fucking banger.
Insane.
And the whole thing that they did with Euclid Hellscythe switching voice actresses every fucking episode for 2 whole seasons was just... It was so meta and so cool on like an industry standpoint. I do find it funny though, as I'm scrolling down to see what you gave industry standpoint.
This motherfucker is batshit insane. He gave Fairy Tail a 9 and he gave Naruto a 7. What is
I
wrong
find it
with you?
funny though, as I'm scrolling down to see what you gave a low score, that I'm seeing a lot of hentai.
A lot of
This
hentai.
man ain't afraid to show his cultured side on my anime list, it seems.
God
God
damn.
damn, dude.
That's
Oh
a
my
lot
God,
of
it just
hentai.
doesn't stop. Like almost every like rank is there's at least
Jesus!
I tip my fedora to a fellow man of culture, especially a fellow man of culture who is not afraid to show his culture. Okay, so the lowest score finally got to the end of the list is Mars of Destruction again. That's just
I don't know what that
that's
is.
just a given. J.K. Meshi, you gave a 3. I heard about this show. I've never seen it though.
Meshi.
I'm kind of tempted to if you're rating it this low. And I see you are a fellow human of culture, but you understand the difference between quality culture and trash culture. And I mean, I see you've also seen a lot of trash hentai as well.
I mean,
You know what?
most hentai
Everyone's
that
gotta
exists is
experiment.
trash.
Can't wait to get roasted for my scores on Fairy Tail.
Fukano. Oh no.
Yeah, you're just giving me bait at this point. All right, let's see what you get. That's a lot of 10s.
Wow.
First of all,
That's a lot of
it's a
fucking
lot of
tens.
fucking 10s. God damn, that's a lot of 10s.
Jesus, he
Your
does not stop.
Naruto, okay. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
What is that? Ugh, okay. What is that? Ugh, okay. Brother, what is that? Ugh, okay.
Okay, Fairy Tail, okay. Durara, okay, I can honestly accept. Hanasaku Iroha,
He gave
that's
Fairy
interesting
Tail a
you
10.
gave that a 10. I mean, Hanasaku Iroha, first of all, was a show that not a lot of people watched, even back in the day. But I don't know if I'd give it a 10. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But, man, something about that show was just slightly missing. You seem to really like your Detective Conan movies, from what I've seen. I've already seen like a couple
Movie
of Detective
18,
Conan
how many movies do they
which
have?
is,
Jesus.
again, pretty rare. I don't really know a whole lot of people who enjoy Detective Conan, or Case Close as the English title is
Case
called.
Close.
Literally one of the stupidest titles anyone has given an anime. But I don't know how to feel about the fact
Hey,
that
bro,
you gave
you should see how they translate titles from English to Bulgarian. Then you're gonna see some of the dumbest titles in the world.
53 shows a 10 out of 10. Like, yeah, it's very generous of you, first of all. And just some of these, I don't know if I can agree with 100%. I mean, you know, obviously the fairy tale, but that's too easy of a bait. I'm not falling for that bait. But even shows like Kono to Tomare, Otakoi Youth, even like Ein no Shobota and Dr. Stone, like, I mean, they were good shows, but a 10 out of 10? No.
I mean, he
definitely
gave everything
not.
a 10 out of
Let's
10.
see
What
what
do you
you
want
gave a
from
low
10?
score. Oh, you gave the new Pokemon movie a 1 out of 10. I actually haven't seen that yet. That's the. I'm pretty sure this is the remake, the 3D remake of the first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo no Gyakushu.
Looks about right.
Pokemon the first movie, as it's called in the West. But you gave that a 1. Wow, you gave that a score lower than Hamitsu no Mars.
This motherfucker gave One Punch Man a
That's
1.
cold, bruh. Ooh, but it also hurts to see
Get out.
Mob Psycho 100, ReZero, and Zankyo no Terra, and Steins Gate in a 4 out of 10.
4?
But you gave SAO a 5?
This dude's trolling.
No.
This dude is trolling.
No. No.
No.
This man did not give Makia, one of the most underrated, most beautiful movies of our modern times, a 6 out of 10. No. That's ridiculous. Still pretty new to the anime scene, but I
Well,
stand by my choices.
Muhammad
Hey man, that's all good.
El-Layin.
New or old, as long as, you know, you can give me your opinions, your honest opinions about a show, that's all I care about. But let's check it out. Okay, first of all, I appreciate the use of an Anohana header. Good choice. And I
Angel
also
Beats
appreciate that you only gave 2 shows a 10 out of 10. Anohana and Koi no Katachi. Obviously, you're into those kinds of very low-key shows. I appreciate that. But you gave Lucky Star, Planet After Story, Shigatsu Kimi no Uso, Ansatsu Kyoushitsu, Kimi no Na wa a 9. Okay.
What?
Okay, you clearly enjoy your very
Assassin Classroom, okay.
drama-heavy, human drama-heavy romance element. I mean, obviously, excluding Lucky Star and Assassination Classroom. And the lowest score...
Oh. Good.
You're just after my
He
heartstrings,
gave
aren't you,
Tokyo
bro?
Ghoul
Actually,
4
you're
out of-
definitely after my heartstrings because you gave Fireworks a 4 out of 10. I mean, what are you, a clone of me? You gave Route A, Fairy Tale, and the old Fairy Tale a 5 out of 10. But you gave All Haruraido a 5. That's interesting because All
That's funny,
Haruraido is
brother.
definitely within the same elements of human drama and romance. I actually quite enjoyed All Haruraido, but maybe the reason you didn't is because compared to the other shows you gave 10s and 9s and 8s, All Haruraido is definitely more on the shoujo side of things. So usually the way that shoujo series deal with human drama and romance
Is
versus
garbage.
how seinen shows deal with human drama and romance is quite different. When it comes to shoujo stuff, obviously, because the main demographic is girls, they usually focus more on the female characters, and
Yeah, they usually focus more on the trash side of the feelings, you know. Everything's complicated as hell, nothing is straightforward. The smallest thing that can be interpreted in the wrong way is interpreted in the wrong way, which makes everything fucking dramatic as hell.
usually only
Basically.
the female characters, just to get
How many of y'all did I
female
just
readers
trigger?
to be like, oh yeah, I empathize with this female character. Whereas with seinen shows or just straight up romance human drama shows like Kimi no Suizo Tabetai, Seinen Butayaro, it's told from the perspective of either the male or from a much more neutral perspective. Because I feel that you have more of a chance of guys and girls reading seinen shows than they do shoujo shows. But I don't know, man, even with the small collection that you have
You're
gathered
giving
up
a
here,
life
you're-
name.
I can't really disagree heavily with anything on this list. You
should put it on
obviously
7?
have
Come on,
already
brother.
a pretty good understanding of what makes a good show good, what makes a bad show bad.
My Hero
So,
Academia is
hey, you
7.
know what, man? You may be new to the game, but you're
Shoot
doing
Hero
pretty
7.
well, if you ask me.
Darling
All my friends
in
bully
Frank's
me
a
for my
7?
anime taste, but I just started watching
Come
anime a
on,
year ago. Well, you're very
brother.
brave to participate with this particular exercise.
know.
Let's go. Okay, first of all, clean list. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see what you've given a 10. I mean, right off the bat, I can tell you
Hunter
have
x Hunter.
pretty decent taste because you gave Chayafuru and Chayafuru 2 a 10 out of 10. Now, that is a show that, first of all, I don't hear a lot of people watching.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've seen this anime. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've not seen this anime, but I'm pretty sure I've read the manga.
By itself because it is a sports anime. I'm using air quotations because it's technically a sports anime because it is a show. For those of you who don't know, Chihaya Furu is all about karuta, which is a particular like old card game that they play in Japan. And so it is treated as a sport in Japan, but obviously not
What the?
they play in Japan.
Look at this serial killer
And
motherfucker.
So it is
Look at him. I just want y'all to look at this picture and tell me who the serial killer is, okay? Just look at it.
treated as a sport in Japan, but obviously not in the general side of things. But the fact you gave it a 10 out of 10, I can appreciate, because again, Chihaya Furu I thought was really good. But yeah, going back to this list, even your 9 out of 10s are pretty well received. I mean, I can understand why you gave Kimetsu no Yaiba a 10, because apparently everybody has to in this day of age. But you gave Hyoka a 9. I appreciate that. But then you gave Erased a 9 as well. I don't know if we watched the same anime or not. Let's go down to the bottom of your list. What do you have as your lowest? Tokyo Ghoul Re second season and Tokyo Ghoul Re. Not huge fans of it, huh? Okay, I understand that. And even Gridman as a 4 season.
He gave the slime a 1? Oh, or is it not rated yet? What is the rating? Oh, it's not rated yet. Right, yeah, it's not
Tokyo
rated yet.
Ghoul Re.
Okay.
Not huge fans of it, huh? Okay, I understand that. And
School
even
days.
Gridman as a
He's
4,
seen
I mean,
School days.
Gridman it was definitely not as popular in the West as it was in Japan, because in Japan, a lot of like hardcore mecha otakus were heavily into Gridman, and I quite enjoyed it. Even though I'm not a huge fan of like mecha and tokusatsu and all that kind of stuff, I can appreciate where they were coming from with this. But then you gave Miru Tights a 5. What? Why?
Gave School Days a
Do you
5.
have tights fetishes? I mean, if you do, then props to you for being honest about it. Oh, but bro, what is this? All-Summer Gamer? 6 out of 10? No, it wasn't. Roast my shit taste, daddy. You got it, son.
What?
This fucking header. God damn it. Well, I know what this guy's favorite anime is. Shureku. Alright, well, first of all, you've only got a couple of 10s, so that's good. Death Note, Bakano, Steins Gate, and Koi no Katachi. I can totally respect those. All of these are pretty freaking good, especially Bakano.
Bakano's
My
so
god,
good.
Bakano is easily a 10 out of 10 for me as well. Fucking amazing, and I'm still butthurt about the fact that we never got a season 2 of that shit. And obviously this boy loves his Monogatari. You got Baki Monogatari, Nise Monogatari, Monogatari
Fullmetal
season
Alchemist,
2,
brother.
all a 9 out of 10.
One Punch Man, Mob
My
Psycho,
man.
nice.
Let's see what we got at the bottom here. Boku no Pico.
Oh, brother, I'm
And Pico,
sorry.
My Little Summer Story. What the fuck? What is this?
I didn't
I've
know
never
that
heard of this
existed as
before.
well. What
Is
the
that is that like a spin-off of Boku no Pico?
Maybe a continuation.
Something I need to check out. And again, this person gave Fireworks a 4. I mean, it's still a little bit high for me. I'd give it maybe like a 3 or a 2 because it was just such a missed opportunity. And if you want to know my whole thoughts on the Fireworks movie, I made a whole video about it back in the day, so go and check that out. There are a lot of shows here though that I have never even heard of before. Taifu no Noruda, never heard of that. Garasu no Hana to Kowasu Sekai, never heard of that either. Oh, you didn't like Gotobu no Hanayomi that much? You only gave it a 6? I give it maybe like a 7 or an 8, because then you got this shit right here that's apparently the same as Gotobu no Hanayomi. Did you get the two mixed up? Because Domestic no Kanajo is
What the
far
hell is
from a
that?
6. Oh my god, that show was just an absolute clusterfuck that should never have been born. Oh, but I do appreciate the fact that you gave Kuzu no Honkai a 7. That's commendable. A lot of people, from what I've seen,
gave
really
One Punch
did
Man
not
second
like Kuzu
season
no
a
Honkai,
7.
and it's definitely
Oof.
it's definitely not a fan favorite when it comes to the romance genre, just because of how dark and sinister they decided to take the whole high school romance side of things. But I really enjoyed Kuzu no Honkai. I personally gave it like I think an 8, just because it was just really refreshing that a show that decided to cover the rather unspoken and quite dirty aspect of high school romance, which does exist in the real world. As much as people don't want to admit it, these kinds of high schoolers do exist all over the world. And Kuzuno Honkai did a really good job of, I guess, dissecting and showing that in some pretty raunchy ways.
Wait,
and I
what
definitely do think that,
happening
especially compared to shows like Domestic na Kanojo, Kuzuno Honkai did it just so much better and so much less edgier. But yeah, son, I can't really
He
roast
said
you.
son?
I actually
Hey,
do think
brother.
that your selection here is pretty damn good, and especially like this stole my heart definitely. Shrek-chan just whisked away my heart, because how could I roast you when these beautiful eyes are staring right back at you?
With that blush.
Beautiful. We both own a similar amount of Shinobu figures. I demand a look, thanks. You're really going up against my Shinobu collection over here, or up there,
Your focus
around here
camera.
somewhere. We'll see about that. Well, apparently you gave just as many shows a 10 out of 10 as you do Shinobu figurines.
Damn,
39 shows is a
brother.
10 out of 10? That's a lot. You gave Tsurezure Children and Yurocamp a 10 out of 10. I mean, that's
Yurocamp.
like... I don't know, those two shows are really difficult to, I guess, rate. Just because it is quite an inoffensive show, especially with how it is presented. Yurocamp is, I mean, again, just your typical slice of life show, but with really cute girls doing cute things, going camping and shit. And Tsurezure Children, as much as I did like the whole, you know, very light-hearted romance aspect of things, I'm just not a huge fan of Studio Gokumi. I don't know why. Just if maybe a different studio did it, I know it's very nitpicky, but if a different studio did it, then maybe I'd be more inclined to give it a higher score. But other than that, I see a lot of Monogatari stuff, and obviously it's an amazing fucking show, so how can I argue with that? And wow, you gave Nagi no Asukara a 10. That's also quite an unpopular opinion, I find. I feel Nagi no Asukara was one of those shows that, like, the people who really loved it just absolutely fucking loved it, and the people who hated it were like, nah bro, death to PA works. Let's see what you gave a low score. Little Busters! Wow, you gave Little Busters a 2? Bro, that's harsh. And it's interesting because you gave Little Busters Refrain with the second season a 4. And I personally agree that Little Busters Refrain, the second season, was definitely a lot more well-constructed than the first Little Busters season, because they went with, again, the true ending. This is like the Clannad After Story equivalent of Little Busters.
Fucking
and just
Clannad,
as a
brother.
story, I feel in Refrain, it just flowed so much better than it did in Little Busters. But still, a 4 and a 2 for Little Busters, that's pretty cold, bruh. And you gave Dansai Bundi no Crime Age a 4 as well. Man, I'm really sad that, like, I'm probably a minority when it comes to the people who liked Dansai Bundi. I really fucking enjoyed that show. I think I gave it like an 8 or a 9. I don't know if I'd feel the same way if I watched it again, because, again, this is a Studio Gokumi show, and just something about Studio Gokumi shows, the animation just does not age very well, in my opinion. Wow, this boy watched Mashiroyo Symphony? I thought I was the only one who watched that. I mean, I agree with your score on this. That was definitely the most mediocre eroge adaptation I've ever seen. But yeah, other than that, you got a pretty good selection right here. But I can obviously tell that you're
Darkness
definitely more
7?
into the modern look
Kisexus
shows,
7.
and definitely more focused on the romance
dude's
and
insane.
drama type of shows. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. You gotta love a little bit of edge, you gotta love a little bit of romance. That's just natural, bro. Other than that, pretty good list. I can't much agree or disagree with any of these. Maybe except Batum, or with an 8. That's a little bit. That's a little bit overhyped in my opinion. But yeah, guys, I think we'll leave it at that. I've filled up my roast quota for the day, or for the month, I guess. I don't know how much more roasting you guys can take, but overall, I tried to be as fair as possible with your guys' selections, because again, this is just one person's opinion about another person's opinion, right? There's nothing to take serious about this. It's just my 2 cents. You are very welcome to throw those 2 cents right back in my face if you wish. And sorry I couldn't get to as many people as I want.
Okay. Anyway, this was my anime man roasting his fans, my anime list. Anime scores. That was an interesting sentence that just came out of my mouth. Anyway, I kind of want to do a similar thing. Yo, if anyone is brave enough, post your fucking anime list in the comments, okay? Let's see them, boys. Let's see them. Let me see your anime lists, okay? Y'all saw mine. So let me see yours. Might do a video of that shit. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time, everybody. Have a nice fucking day.